Welcome students to our new YouTube channel Pharmatech, the division of excellence. So let's start to the most important chapter in pharmacology, which is therapeutic aspect of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs and also called as inflammatory disorders. So let's start to this chapter. The NSAIDs is equivalent to non-narcotic and also non-opioids. So NSAIDs are also non-narcotic and non-opioids. So let's see the first classification of NSAIDs, which is non-selective cyclooxygenase inhibitors. The first is salicylates, and the example of salicylate is aspirin, and the second is parazolones, and the examples are phenylbutazone and oxyphenylbutazone, and the third is indole derivatives. The indole derivatives are indomethacins and sulindac, and the fourth is propionic acid derivatives, and the examples are ibuprofen and naproxen, ketoprofen, flumiprophen, and the fifth is anthranylic acid derivatives. The examples are mefenamic acid, and the sixth is aryl acid acetic acid derivatives. The aryl acetic acid derivatives examples are diclofenac, aciclofenac, and the seventh is oxycam derivatives, and the examples are peroxycam and tenoxycam, and the last is pyrrole, that means pyrrole derivatives, and the examples is ketorolac. Then next we see the preferential cyclooxygenase inhibitors. The preferential cyclooxygenase inhibitors are nimesulide, meloxicam and nabumetone. So nimesulide, meloxicam and nabumetone are the preferential cyclooxygenase inhibitors. Then next see the selective cyclooxygenase 2 inhibitors. The selective cyclooxygenase 2 inhibitors are celecoxib, ropecoxib and valdecoxib, and it is banned in India due to cardiac vascular toxicity, and also the etoricoxib and lumericoxib. So etoricoxib and lumericoxib are the selective cyclooxygenase 2 inhibitors also. So next see the analgesics, antipyretic with poor anti-inflammatory activity. The first is para-aminophenol derivative, and the example is paracetamol, and the second is pyrazole derivatives. The example is metamizole, also known as dipyrone, and the third is benzoxazine derivatives, and the example is napopam. The NSAIDs inhibits the prostaglandins synthesis through the inhibition of cyclooxygenase, that means COX enzyme. All non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs inhibit the cyclooxygenase in reversible manner except aspirin is irreversibly. So next we see the actions of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. The first is effect is analgesics. The mode of action is, and the reason of COX inhibition is it blocks the peripheral pain sensation mechanism which is induced by mediators like bradykinin, interleukins, etc. Then the second effect is anti-inflammatory, and the reason of COX cyclooxygenase inhibition is it inhibits the release of anti-inflammatory mediators as prostaglandins. The third effect is antipyretic, and the reason is it inhibits the synthesis of prostaglandins, and also it reduces the body temperature by blocking the response of pyrogen. And the fourth effect is anti-plateletic effect. The reason of cyclooxygenase inhibition is it inhibits the synthesis of platelet aggregatory factor thromboxane A2 and pro-aggregatory factor PGG2 and PGH2. And the next effect is gastric mucosal damage, and the reason of cyclooxygenase inhibition is it decreases the prostaglandin synthesis and mucus secretion. Then the next effect is renal, that means salt retention, and the reason is it decreases the synthesis of PGE2 and PGI2. So the next effect is delay in labor. The reason is it decreases the prostaglandin synthesis. So delay in labor, the reason is decrease in prostaglandin synthesis. And the next effect is ductus arteriosus closure. So the ductus arterious closure, and the reason is it decreases the prostaglandin synthesis. The last effect is spirin sensitive asthma precipitation. So next we see the adverse effect of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, and the adverse effects are gastric irritation, nausea, peptic ulceration, headache, bleeding, thrombocytopenia, asthma, sodium and water retention, and edema, etc. So the aspirin, the effect is mentioned in the table. So the next we see the contraindications. The aspirin contraindications in the diabetes, asthmatic and in liver diseases. The aspirin it should be avoided in the 6G 6PD deficient patients. So the aspirin is avoided in the G 6PD deficient patients. So next we see the interactions of aspirin. The aspirin displaces warfarin, sulfonylureas and methotrexate from its plasma protein binding site, and it also the toxicity may occur, and it inhibits the tubular secretion of uric acid, and it interferes with the uricosuric action of probenecid, and it interferes with the tubular secretion of active metabolite of spironolactone, canerenone, and blocks the diuretic action. So canerenone, and it blocks the diuretic action. Then next we see the uses. The analgesics, antipyretic, anti-inflammatory, acute rheumatic fever, rheumatoid arthritis in low dose, that means 75 to 100 mg for post myocardial infection and post stroke patients. So next we see the drugs and its mode of action, specific features, and also its adverse effect. So the first drug is indomethacin, and its adverse effect is common side effects include the frontal headache, gastric intolerance, and CNS effects. Contraindications in machine operates drivers, psychiatric patients. So the next drug is Sulindac, and the mode of action and specific feature is it is prodrug, and by the metabolism it converts into active sulfide metabolite. So Sulindac is a product, and by the metabolism it converts into active sulfide metabolite. And next is naproxen, and the mode of action is it is potentially inhibits the migration of leukocytes. Then the next one is mefenamic acid, and the mode of action is mefenamic acid produces peripheral as well as central analgesic action, and the adverse effect of mefenamic acid are the common side effects include diarrhea. So the next is piroxicam, and the adverse effect of piroxicam is heartburn, nausea and vomiting. So the next drug is ketorolac, and the mode of action, that means specific features of ketorolac is it is used in postoperative and acute musculoskeletal pain. So the next drug is nimesulide, and the mode of action and specific feature of nimesulide is the action through cyclooxygenase inhibition, and it reduces the generation of superoxide by neutrophil. And the adverse effect of nimesulide is heartburn, nausea, loose motions, rashes and hepatic failure. So the next drug is nabumetan, and the mode of action of nabumetan and specific feature is it is a prodrug, and it converts into active metabolite 6-MNA. So the last drug is paracetamol, and the adverse effect of paracetamol is toxic metabolite of paracetamol N-acetyl-P-benzoquinotamine. So the toxic metabolite of paracetamol N-acetyl-P-benzoquinotamine, that means NABQI, which is necrosized to liver and kidney tubule cells. So here is the end of the part 1. So in next part 2 we have seen the various drugs which is using NSAIDs and its description. So here is part 1. So hope you like this video. Please comment this video and please like, share and subscribe to our channel, and also share this video to more and more to GPAT aspirants as well as CET aspirants. The NSAIDs is most important chapter for MBBS and also for pharmacy students. So drugs are also important. So hope you like this video, and also thanks for watching this video. Thank you. Stay tuned for next video. Thank you. Welcome students to our new YouTube channel Pharma